Welcome to my channel Creators Academy. Respiratory system group of organ which take part in the process of respiration constitute a system called respiratory system. Respiratory system responsible for gases exchange, intake of oxygen and carbon dioxide expulsion. Components of human respiratory system. Respiratory system consists of upper respiratory tract and lower respiratory tract. Upper respiratory tract, nose, mouth, pharynx, larynx, paranasal sinuses. And lower respiratory tract consist of trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, lungs, alveoli. Here we can see the diagram of respiratory system that consist of various organs. The respiratory system start from nose. During the respiration, air enters into the nose through the paired opening called nose and nasal cavity. External nostrils. The nose consists of nasal cavity and its ciliated cells trap the dust particles. The nasal chamber run forward through the internal nares into tube-like cavity at behind of the mouth. This cavity is called pharynx. Pharynx. The muscular tube pharynx is long about 13 centimeters, which serves as common pathway for both respiratory and digestive system. The air enter from nasal cavity to the pharynx, then air moves from pharynx to the larynx. Normally air enter the pharynx through the nose, but it may also enters by mouth if the nasal section is blocked. Larynx, voice box. The larynx is the tube for air to enter the trachea, windpipe, and ultimately reaches the lungs. During normal breathing, the vocal cord open to allow the air pass through the larynx contain vocal cords which vibrate as air passes over them, producing sounds. Epiglottis present at the top of larynx folds down during swallowing, preventing food and liquid from entering the trachea. This protective mechanism helps to prevent aspiration, where food or liquid enters the lungs. The larynx involved in various actions like coughing, vocal straining, holding one's breath. Trachea, windpipe. The trachea is the main airway to the lungs. It is the fibrocartilaginous tube about 10 to 11 centimeters long. The trachea has about 16 to 20 C-shaped cartilaginous ring that provides rigidity and prevent tracheiform collapsing. The trachea transport the air between the larynx and lungs, help to warm and humidity air, and protect the lungs from inhaled particles. Bronchi, bronchioles and alveoli. The trachea bifurcate into two bronchi. A singular right bronchus is broader, shorter and straighter than the left one bronchus. Each bronchi branches into smaller bronchioles. The bronchioles forms the bronchial tree which terminates at the alveoli, the microscopic air sacs where gases are exchanged between air and blood. Lungs. Lungs are the paired, spongy organs located in the chest cavity, one on each side of heart. The right lung has 3 lobes, upper, middle, lower, while the left lung has 2 lobes, upper and lower. The lungs is responsible for gases exchange, specifically oxygenating blood and removing carbon dioxide. Functions of respiratory system. Oxygen supplier. It provides continuous supply of oxygen to all tissues. Withdrawal. Remove of byproduct, carbon dioxide. Mechanism of breathing. Inhalation. The process of taking air into the lungs. The diaphragm contracts and ribcage expand, increasing the volume of chest cavity and drawing air into the lungs. Here we can see the diagram in which air enter into the lungs. The intercostal muscle pull-ups diagram pulls down. Exhalation. The process of expelling air from the lungs. The diaphragm relaxes and ribcage descends, decreasing the volume of chest cavity and pushing air out of the lungs. You can see the diagram where intercostal muscle relaxed and also relaxation of diaphragm. Asthma is the chronic disease which affect the bronchi and bronchioles of the lungs. It causes difficulty in breathing and followed by severe cough, restlessness and wheezing sound while breathing. Asthma might causes due to following factors: cold air, airborne allergens, respiratory infection, air pollutants. Asthma disorder diagram in which muscle become tightened and also production of excess mucus. Emphysema. It is the chronic disease. Reduction of respiratory surface due to damage to the alveolar lungs. It is mainly caused by smoking cigarettes. The symptoms of emphysema including shortness of breath and cough. Emphysema might lead to loss of elasticity of the lungs. Emphysema caused by following factors such as dust, chemical, air pollution, smoking, tobacco. Emphysema disorder diagram. Here we can see the damaged alveoli due to emphysema disorder. Lung cancer. It is the abnormal proliferation of affected tissues in the lungs. The main reason of lung cancer is smoking. About 80% of the lung cancer causes death. Symptoms are coughing with blood, chest infection that keeps coming back, pain when breathing or coughing. Here we can see the diagram of lung cancer. Lung cancer. It is the abnormal proliferation of affected tissues in the lungs. The main reason of lung cancer is smoking. Thanks for watching video.